What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Summer Career Mode. It is episode number 6. Hope you guys are staying cool in the summer heat. And speaking of cool, Reading's form is definitely cooled off. Yeah, red hot run for the Royals, but no wins in our last 2 league games. Gap at the top now cut to 7. It's still a decent bit of separation with 18 to go, but of course recently we were like 14 clear. So yeah, certainly starting to slow down at a crucial stage of the season. Today returning with the conclusion of the January window. Loads more big games in League 1. And before we dive into our first, we've got the draw for the FA Cup 4th round, where fingers crossed, touch wood, we'll have a Premier League side away. And it is indeed going to be a Premier League side away. Nottingham Forest at the City Ground in the last 32. Bring them on. It's frustrating because, you know, a benefit to being drawn against a Premier League side. 2 bids coming in for Kelvin and Mbenge, but these are 2 of the players I'm not willing to part ways with. You know, when a lower tier side gets drawn against a big Premier League team, especially away from home, the prospect of the TV money coming in is really, really beneficial. Unfortunately in career mode you just don't get that, so it's like, it's something I wish EA would look into. Do you know what I mean? There's a great reward, and it's why you often see it when the draw is done and there's like live shots of, or he could be alright in Jonathan Johnson, of the boys in the dressing room of like a non-league side or like a 4th tier side celebrating when they get like a Manchester United away, for example, because they know it's not only a great chance to play at a massive stadium, but also of course having the reward of the possible TV money as well. This guy could be alright, to be fair. Owen Haynes, we've been waiting for the next Reggie Bond through the youth setup, and finally, it's taken all this time, but finally, we've got another man joining the academy. And as Andy comes to me and says, "Hi boss, I'm not one to complain. He'll say I'm unhappy at the club, but I'm worried the transfer window is almost over now, and we don't look like we've brought in the players we need to strengthen the team." Well, Andy, if you want to dip into your pocket, son, and fund the budget, then you're more than welcome to, because we ain't got any money, bruv. What are you talking about? How am I supposed to sign some players when we've got no money to work with whatsoever? Can barely afford pay the players we've got right now. But do want to see that young lad in the academy, though. Owen Haynes, CDM, 62 rated, 6'1". To me, looking at the stats here, I would say is probably better as a centre-half with a 70 strength and a 66 jumping as well. Yeah, he's got 64 short pass, so CDM could be alright, but to me, I think ball playing defender is probably where we get the most out of this guy as an LCB. I think I'm going to convert him back to centre-half there, and possibly at 17, just like Reggie, throw him straight in the first team. In fact, you know what, I'm going to do that now. I'm going to promote him straight to the first team, check the potential, and fingers crossed, he'll have at least showing great. And it's going to be, here we go, Owen Haynes has, yep, showing great potential. And yeah, I'd say to me, he looks better as a centre-half. So that's where I'm going to convert him to. I'm going to throw him straight in the first team. And I don't know if you guys are the same as me, but as soon as I do promote a youth player, I've got to sort out their squad number and their boots as well, right from the get-go. Can't have them wearing chunny little generic boots in a professional game. You know, one thing we could do to raise some money, and I briefly talked about this in the last episode, is maybe recall some players and then sell them. We've got 3 players out on loan right now. What I'm going to do is recall Dean Bouzanis, the Australian goalkeeper at Sutton United in League 2, bring him back, and then add him to the transfer list. Fingers crossed, we should be able to sell him. We don't get much money for him, but put it this way, with Reading right now in our financial situation, every little helps. Right, diving into our first game, and it is indeed the Posh heading his Diswarn right now in 5th place. We drew against them in a reverse fixture at London Road, so a big contest here to try and return to winning ways in, but after no wins in 2, we really do need to bounce back with the 3 points here at Mdaski. First game, Peterborough United at home. Come on, you Royals. Ooh, crunching tackle and taken down, and that is the last thing we need, man. Another injury to one of our better players. Already missing Reggie, now Harvey down too. Haynes will have that. And now a briefer through to Harvey, still carrying that knock, but he's been probably our 2nd best player this season behind our top scorer Sam Smith, as he takes a breather this afternoon. Kelvin in his place, rolls it into Lewis. Man on the edge is Mukairu, denied by Jed Steer, and Posh will get it clear. Often talk about his form so overpowered, so when you've had a slip up, got to bounce straight back. The longer a winless run goes on, the harder it is to end that run. It's going to be our 3rd straight game without a win. 2 points taken for a possible 9. You know, normally I like to look on the positive side and say extra point on the board, but it's not draws you need to get promoted, man. It's wins, and we are not going to stay in the automatic promotion place for much longer in this sort of form. Harvey wins it back. Kelvin, Femi, got to finish Aziz. Oh, Femi! Little bit of luck and we'll take it. Deflects off the defender, but I think he'll claim it. And Femi Aziz breaks the deadlock. It certainly took a nick off the defender. Not going to try and deny that. Whether it was going in or not overly sure, but it is his goal and it is his game winner that ensures Reading return to winning ways. Scrappy, unconvincing, but what I always say, wins are wins and we will take it. Man, oh man, that was much needed and then some. Femi coming up clutch late, big 3 points. But the question is, how bad was the injury for Mr. Nibs? Harvey has been fantastic for us all season long, and I would say probably our second best player behind our top scorer, Sam Smith. And fingers crossed it's just a bruise. Let's have a look. It is indeed. Bruise for Harvey Nibs, and he's going to be alright. Thank goodness for that. And there we go. Just before the Nottingham Forest Cup game, we do have a bid for Dean Bazanis, which we're just about to accept, but also a bid for Andy, who's also came to me and said, "Hi, boss. I just want to know how things stand. I thought you were going to think about bringing in new faces." Bro, I've been thinking about it since I joined here, but I can't do anything. We haven't got any money. Look, put it this way. If you want, we'll sell you, and then I'll use the money we get for you to reinvest. But of course we're going to turn that down. Not selling the captain in the first season at least. We will accept this bid here for Dean Bazanis. It's only $250,000, but again, with Reading, any penny we can get, we will take. So that's Dean Bazanis off to Leyton Orient, and again, not going to get much money for him, but every penny counts here with Reading, as that'll get added to our budget. I don't think we'll look to bring anyone in this January window, to be fair. Just out of the cash to make a signing, plus pay the weekly wages, but at least this will cover us until the end of the season, so we won't go in the red. Anyway, following game was Reggie's coming back from injury. Thank goodness, long time coming. Nottingham Forest away at City Ground. First test against Premier League opposition in the last 32 of the FA Cup. Let's see if we can try and pull off a cup set here. Come on, you Royals. Don't forget the board have asked us to reach the last 16 of the competition. And unfortunately, another thing about career mode objectives is that they don't take into consideration who your opponents are in the cup. So let's say hypothetically you're again like us, like a League One side asked to reach the last 16, and then in the third round, for example, you get drawn against a no, what a gift, Premier League side like Man City away. Normally the board would take that into consideration in real life and say, well, you didn't stand much of a chance there, so don't worry about it. But of course in the save and in the game, they don't care who you face, whether it's Man City away or a League Two side at home, doesn't matter to them. The result is irrespective of the team you have to face. That's a gift, that. Anthony Elanga, rhythm is a dancer, gives Nottingham Forest the lead. Awful start, and I was looking forward to it, man. First test against the Premier League side in the save, and we're getting taught a harsh lesson early here. We're certainly not at this level yet. And to Kamara, as we try and work our way forward. Still down by 1. Haven't embarrassed ourselves though. First test against the Premier League side away. We haven't played bad. That's a cracking ball, that. Harvey saved and turned me on for a corner. When you are away from home against a far stronger opponent, you'll be lucky to get one really good chance. If you get it, you've got to take it. With these redeemable situations though, as Smith's header goes over the bar, and I don't know if we'll get a better chance than that. Harvey denied, Smith couldn't keep the shot down, or the header down I should say. That might be the only chance we get out there today. Femi trying his luck. Oh! Femi Aziz has just scored the goal of the season, and there is nothing lucky about that one. Well, I just said a moment ago, if you get a chance, you got to take it. That wasn't even a chance or even a half chance. That was a quarter chance at best. Ball drops out of the sky, flicked down to Femi on the chest. First time volley, half volley actually, and it's the goal of the season and one of my best goals in FC 24. That is a beaut. What a goal. What a goal. That is without a shadow of doubt one of my best in FC 24 as Divock Origi finds Gibbs White. And the mood has been dampened instantly. Morgan Gibbs White restores Forest lead. And now Forest have got a bit between their teeth as well. Tavares through the gap. Gibbs White rolls it. It's free. Anthony Elanga bags his brace. And Forest in 4 minutes have gone from being tied at 1-1 to leading by 2. okay, it's like we just poked a bear, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like we scored an absolute belter. Oh, for goodness sake. We scored an absolute belter. We're going ballistic, celebrating like we've won the cup, let alone won the game. And Forest have just said, no, no, no. Sit down, League One, Reading. Know your place. First Gibbs White, then Anthony Elanga. It's 3-1. And yeah, any chance of the replay happening now is definitely gone. Well, I think it's always great to test yourself against a far stronger opponent and put yourself in a really challenging position. Because whilst the chances are you're going to come up short, you'll learn an awful lot about yourself in the process. I thought we did alright in that game, maybe not defensively, certainly not for those few minutes where we got carved open for the second and third goals. We did okay, we created some chances and scored probably my best goal of FC24 to be fair, but in the end, Premier League quality shines through. No shame in it, knocked out by Nottingham Forest out in the last 32. Man, that goal by Femi has got to be up there as one of my best in FC24, no doubt. I mean, it's the way that the ball went up so high after he chested it, drops out of the sky, first time, wet turf, hits it on the half volley and bends it in with the outside the boot into the top corner. That was sensational. Might have come in vain, but still positives from the game, and as deadline day is here, 10 hours to go on deadline day. I don't think we'll do anything, man. Again, just over $500,000 in the budget, but you've got to consider the fact that not only we need to pay a transfer fee, but also wages and a sign-on bonus too. It's just not enough money. I mean, Reggie's coming back from injury, so we've got 4 outfield players now in the resis, and I do feel confident we'll find at least one more player through the youth scouting as well. I think we'll be alright. I think we'll be okay in terms of squad depth. Even though there's not much there, I still predict at least one more youth player coming through. So we'll get through deadline day really quickly, unless there is a bid for, again, Button or Mola, but we haven't had a single one since the start of the save. So yeah, we'll get through deadline day quickly and jump into our next league game. And so, as you see the top deals on deadline day, Robertson to Bayern Munich, £65.4 million, and a Reading Academy graduate moves on to Manchester United, Michael Elise, who we'll want to bring back in time, but certainly not for a while, leaving Crystal Palace to join Old Trafford for £57.5 million, and John McGinn joins Fiorentina for £26.7 million. Yep, just a 1 win in our last 4 games in all competitions now, worst run of form of the season. Let's get back on track here. Following game, Charlton Athletic away at the Valley, really big contest here because the gap at the top has now been cut from 4. So recently we had a massive lead, now only 4 points clear of the Rams in second. Got to return to winning ways here away against the Addicts. Come on, you Royals. Worth pointing out as well that in this run, we've only had 1 win. Even that was an unconvincing one. Oh, as Mukairu thunders one off the crossbar with a 1-0 scrape through, courtesy of a deflected strike. It's not been a good patch. Definitely our toughest of the season so far. Good start, but still 0-0. I still can't get over that Femi goal. Like, genuinely, that was an unbelievable goal, wasn't it, man? Like, seriously. Dear, oh dear. I know sometimes I do have a tendency to use superlatives a bit too often, where I'm like, oh, it's a fantastic strike, and it's literally just like an easy finish into the bottom corner. Do you know what I mean? I do have a tendency to be a bit dramatic in that sense, but that goal was definitely justifying the reaction. What a goal! What a goal! And as Femi steps in down the right, that is a good finish. To be fair, it's not a fantastic goal, but it is a good finish. Top corner, Femi once again. That's his 3rd goal in a row too. It's a ball that is onside. Worked in, finished. Just needed someone to mark up in the middle because that was always going to be worked inside. It's the most difficult thing for me to defend against in Issues FC. When the ball is towards the side of your area, I can just never seem to cope when I work the ball inside. I can just never seem to deal with that. See what we're really missing right now, and that is Reggie, honestly, man. His presence in the back line. Yes! Can't be understated, because when you've got such a low-rated team, even a player like that at fullback, okay, maybe not the most impactful of positions in terms of our main goal scorer or our main creator, for example, but just having that extra boost in terms of ability is so important, and that is who we're missing right now. Harvey wins it late though. Reading back to winning ways, and Lord knows we needed it. And As Owen says, hey boss, I know people have been talking about the position you're playing me in. I just want to say I'm ready to do whatever's necessary to make it successful. How to play as centre back if that's part of your plan. I do think that is, again, where we'll get the best out of him. You know, we've got Bindon, who we know long term is possibly going to be our captain, but alongside him, an LCB like this, I would say absolutely perfect. As a CDM, again, you can see here, the stats aren't bad at all for him to play that role, but to me, I think at this level, it's best just to play the player where they would be best in terms of their overall rating. For Owen, definitely that is centre-half. We'll get the defensive work rate up from medium to high. I want to work with a low acceleration and get those defensive stats up too. But this guy, to me, looks like a great long-term partner for Bindon. Right, following game on the back of the win. Yes, we won our last 2 league games, but unconvincingly with late winners. We could redo of a good performance as well as the 3 points. Going for our 3rd league win in a row. Only 4 points clear of Derby in 2nd. Really need to go on a good run. Let's get a big 3 points here. Come on, you Royals. Derby now on a really good run, and so if we want to keep them at bay, there's only one way to do that, and that's by winning ourselves. And that's a bit fortunate. Oh, come on, ref. That's got to be a red, surely. Kelvin scythed down from behind, just about to pull the trigger, and that should be a straight red card. And it is indeed going to be a straight dismissal. Yeah, no doubt about that. Kelvin going through the shoot, and a chance for us to score. What would be our 2nd free kick goal of the season? Lewis got the first with what was our 1st goal of the season. In fact, actually, hold on a second. He's just free. He's just... Well, okay. Listen, the draft excluder is incredibly important at times when defending a free kick so close to the area, because they are often now shot underneath the wall for when it jumps, but you've got to at least switch and make sure someone marks the man that you were holding on to. You know, we scored possibly one of the best goals of FC24 earlier today. That's one of the worst, and definitely the simplest. Mukari with the opener. Breakdown in defence. Reading in front. Listen, this is lower league football, so breakdowns in communication like that and unforced errors, they happen from time to time, and a bit more frequently at this level too. You've got to expect it, but even so. It's just about it, like, no, there was a few seconds and not a single one decided to go. I gave them like 8 to 10 seconds to make the adjustment. No one did. Anyway, Harvey with the 2nd. It's 2. And it does appear as though we're getting back to winning ways. Got the man advantage. Leading by 2. Yeah, this is what we needed, man. Our 3rd win on the trot, but a convincing win as well. We're on course for that here. I can understand if it was done in like a split second. I see the opposition defender go to be the draft excluded, and I quickly pounce on it. But it's like I gave you like 8 seconds, guys, to realise your error. You can't... I gave you the chance to realise where the breakdown was. That's on you. That's not on me. That's on you. Kelvin wins it back. Harvey to surely get his 2nd. And we're running rampant in the 1st half. A brace for Nibs. And whether a breakdown of communication for the 1st goal or not, it has been a flawless first 37 minutes at the Medeski. Reading running rampant. And this is what we needed, man. Not just a win, but a big win too. Yes, the duality of lower league football on full display today. Sometimes you turn up to a game and you see a goal that would not look out of place at the very, very top level. And then sometimes you see an absolutely terrible, terrible individual error where you question how that player is even a professional footballer. Hey, even the best make mistakes, and even those in League One do as well. But speaking of League One, 3 wins on the trot, back in form as we stay top of the table. Let's build on this run now. Yep, gap now up to 7 points with a game in hand as well, and a chance to re-extend it back to double digits. Match day 32 following game. The Chairboys, Wycombe Wanderers coming to the Medeski as Reggie Bond is finally back after a 3-month absence. Let's keep the winning run going in his return. Come on, you Royals. So occasionally I'll talk about how, you know, a loss and a failure and a setback can actually be a bit of a blessing in disguise. And the silver lining to that disappointing endeavour is that it can help you refocus and recalibrate. Yes! We obviously wanted to go further in the FA Cup, reach the last 16, that was what the board wanted as well, but going out there, whilst it might have hurt, whilst it might have been disappointing, and knowing it meant we failed that objective, what it also meant as well is that we could refocus and recalibrate and remind ourselves of what needs to take priority. That was a side quest, not the main thing we are going for, and you can apply that to life as well. There are certain things you'll want to do, and when you come up short, when you be defeated, whatever the case may be, refocus and recalibrate and move on to the next thing, and possibly the biggest thing. In my opinion, there is almost, not always, but almost always a positive to find in any failure, setback or loss. In our case, getting knocked out of the FA Cup around early, disappointing, but what does it lead to? 4 straight wins, back-to-back clean sheets, and pulling further away at the top of the table. That's the silver lining. No more games to worry about in the Cup. Ain't got to think about it anymore. It's gone. Focus squarely back on what was our main priority, which is winning this League One title. Back on track with 4 wins on the trot. And just before that, following game away against Fleetwood Town. I think we'll do 2 more today, following a scouting update as we look for the next man in the academy. Elijah Preston could still be quite good. It's so ironic that we've been specifically looking for an American goalkeeper, and we might have found one close to home instead. Jonathan Johnson, to be fair, also looks pretty solid as well. But I think I'll do 1 more month's worth of scouting on him. And just the 2 players have made the academy and subsequently got the pro deals as well. And that is going to continue for now, I believe. Patrick Oakley could be all right. We'll do 1 more month's worth of scouting. I'm actually going to reject Jay Briggs as well. And I know you might be thinking, but Doxy boy, hang on a second. That potential's pretty solid, but the overall is incredibly low. And again, don't forget, that creme de la creme, I stick to that philosophy regardless of what size and what quality my club currently is. I just believe that's the best way to find your best youth players. Yeah, following game, we'll do 2 more today. Fleetwood Town away, still top of the table, 7 clear of dying, but again, we still got the game in hand. 4 wins on the trot. Let's go for our 5th straight and 15 points taken from a possible 15 of another big victory away from home here. Come on, you Royals. 8 to go, still deadlocked at 0-0. And a game of basically no chance at all. Haynes heads away, and Lewis does really well to shut it down here. He's just inside our half. Just inside. Cool as you like. Just inside by about half a yard. And you might be thinking, for those that may be new to the sport of football, hang on a second, it seemed as though your man Wing there was in behind the last defender. Doesn't that make him offside? Well, no, if you're new to the game of football, then basically when you're inside your own half, you cannot be offside. So that means that Wing is able to be in behind that last defender and not be flagged offside. Lewis with the finish. I think it's his first goal of the season. No, he scored the free kick, didn't he? Of course, back on match day 1. But even so, a late winner. And Reading have just about got away with it. Once again, a poor performance, but a win is a win, and it is going to be our 5th straight. Yeah, let's do 1 more game. Final contest today. Wigan Athletic away. Sean Maloney's side going for what will be our 6th win on the trot in League One. And like I said, man, those positives, getting knocked out of the FA Cup, so disappointing, so humbling. But how have we responded? Excellent winning run and aiming to extend it here. Wigan Athletic away from home right now, 10 clear of the chasing pack, and aiming to extend that to close today's episode out. Let's go get it. Come on, you Royals. I would say the 2 big things that have got us to where we are right now this season: in pole position, re-extending the lead to double digits, and we have destiny in our own hands now in order to go on to win this title. 2 big things that have got us here. Not loads and loads of money, flashy players. No. What is it? Resilience and consistency. We've had incredibly tough times this year with the squad depth issues, fixture congestion, big injury to Reggie. But we've had the resilience to get through those tough times, to get back into good times, but also consistency. How often do I say this? Consistency is so important. Great turn by Smith. A really important component for anyone who wants to be successful is Ben Amos denies Sam the opening goal. It's all well and good doing something really good once or twice in a week, but you need to do it every day. You need to turn up and give your best absolutely every day. And results over time are amplified through consistency, and that is how we are top of the table. This winning run, we were like winning 1 and drawing 1 and losing 1. We were getting caught up, but now with 5 wins in a row, going for our 6th straight, that's consistency, and that's what's helped us re-extend the lead and pull away once again. Let's repeat this mantra with me: if you are good, you'll get it. If you are consistent, you will keep it. The difference between holding on to something for the long term or just having it for a brief period of time, more often than not, how consistent you are. Smith with the opener, Reading in front. Yes, we were somewhat good for a while and we were still top, but our lead was getting cut shorter and shorter and shorter. But since we've returned to consistent good form, we've re-extended that lead back into double digits, and a big win here against Wigan through Ben Elliott second wraps it up. It is 6 on the trot for the Royals, our second best and longest winning run of this season. Minor setback for Major, comeback, knocked out of the cup by Nottingham Forest, but what a response from Reading. 5 wins on the trot, 6 wins in a row in the league, and extending the lead at the top of the table. Destiny is in our own hands. If we stay consistent like this, we will be champions. But that'll do it for today's episode of the Summer Career Mode, guys. So big thank you for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed. If you have, then please do drop a like. Myself to you all, have a fantastic day. I'll return with the next episode. Might be the penultimate one of the season, or possibly the second or third to last, I should say. But heading back into it, Destiny in our own hands and a golden chance to pull even further clear at the top of the table. Have a great day, guys. Much love, and I'll see you for the next episode of the Summer Career Mode very soon.